I'm writing right here, and you know, I'm trying to sing, but it's just not working. So, you know, I'm just gonna give up. You know, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm struggling. It's hot in this room. You know, I'm sweating. It's not as fun as I thought. It's not as fun as what I was doing. So, you know, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna watch some TV. You know, I'm gonna go turn on some Impractical Jokers, and I'm gonna go laugh and have a good time and kick back. And then, you know what? I'm actually gonna pull out my phone. I'm gonna get on social media. I'm gonna start, you know, scrolling through. Oh wow, look at this. This is real cool. Man, look at this artist. He's killing it. I look at this girl, she's really good looking. Hey, what's going on? You ever make a plan to write some great music? You know, you say today's the day or tomorrow's the day. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna make some great music. And then you get there and you're like, man, I'm just not in the mood. I'm not feeling it. Something's off. I don't know, I just can't do it. I'm dealing with writer's block. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm just trapped right here. You gotta break out of that. So in this video, we're gonna go over some of the main causes of writer's block. I'm gonna give you 5 solutions to overcome those. But if you want this video to be valuable, you're gonna need to take some action. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you have a piece of paper, maybe you can pull out some notes or something to organize. And honestly, you should always have paper and a pen. Look, right here, empty paper and pen ready. Whenever in life that you have a great idea, you wanna have a pen and you wanna have something there. So again, if that's something you don't have available, then maybe this video will be worth it, because it'll remind you, hey, I need to be sharp. I need to be ready to learn some important stuff. And if I don't have stuff to organize my thoughts, then I'm kind of screwed, right? So then you can't progress. But let's get straight into it. So again, the reason I'm creating this video is because I had a lot of artists reaching out to me. I'm asking, you know, who's having questions about what, and a lot of artists reaching out saying, hey, you know, I'm kind of struggling with writer's block. So I created this video for you. If you're dealing with writer's block, let's knock it out today. Again, that's something I dealt with in the past, but you see, I make beats every single day. I'm posting beats every single day, different genres, but I also sing and I also rap, and I'm doing it on my Instagram too for fun. And I want to share with you how I'm able to just do that, you know, whenever I feel it, basically. So let's go straight into it. So some of the causes of writer's block, again, this is where it's going to be helpful for you to organize the causes so you know which one is affecting you the most, because I would like you to have it in an order, because if you have, this is my first cause, it's this one's holding me back the most, you're going to know how to fix it. And if you don't organize it that way, then you're kind of going to be guessing, and you might not break through this. So again, I want you to break through this. So out of these, I think there's 7, I want you to figure out which one is holding you back the most. 1, timing. Do you feel like maybe it's just not the right time for you to you know, express the song that you have? Is it fear? Do you have fear that, you know, people are going to judge you, people, you know, are going to go against your message? And regardless of your message, if your message is positive, then probably your homeboys are going to hate on you for saying some fruity stuff. And if your message is crazy, then, you know, then what if your family or somebody else hears it? My advice, focus on your audience. Don't care about, you know, family and friends and all that. They ain't your audience. They shouldn't be. Perfectionism. Is perfectionism something that you deal with? You know, everything you do has to be perfect. If not, then I'm just gonna give up. And that kind of relates to the next one, which is, are you just too harsh of a self-critic of yourself? You know, some people are, you know, they think their stuff is amazing, and some people are just way too hard on themselves. You know, they think their stuff sucks. They think everything else is better. And the reason that usually happens is because of the next one, which is they compare themselves to other people. Is that you? Are you the type of artist that deals with that comparison thing? You're like, oh, this is good, but if I compare this to, like, you know, Drake, and it's, you know, it's really not that good. Oh no, whatever. I don't need that anyways. So comparison, that's why I like to offer the 80-20 rule. So I'm going to tell you more about the 80-20 rule in a bit. I have a video about that, but it's just a way to overcome comparison. If you use the 80-20 rule that I share, then you'll deal with that way less. You'll be able to overcome that. And then there's a lack of external motivation. Did you lose? Maybe, you know, we're not getting, you know, things have changed. You know, we're not as many people are getting out as they used to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't have, did you lose your external motivation? Or did you also, the last one is internal motivation. Did you lose something inside of you? You know, there's something motivating you. You had goals, and then now you're kind of just like, I'm kind of falling off. And I think that one has to relate with the health. And I'm going to get into the 5 solutions. So let's get straight into it. Of these 5 solutions, scratch that. Before we get into the 5 solutions, we need to figure out which one of these is holding you back. So if you can, mark down of those, which one is holding you back the most. Is it timing? Is it fear, perfectionism, harsh self-criticism, comparison to other people, lack of external motivation, or lack of internal motivation? Once you know that, then it's going to be a lot easier to know which one of these solutions is going to help you the most. So once you've organized that and you see that those are the causes, knowing that those are the causes is already going to help you, because you're going to have your own ideas besides what I share with you how to overcome them. But let's get straight into the solution. So first one is a writing routine. A lot of people don't have a writing routine and they don't write. So again, for me, I have a routine for beats. I make beats every single day, and it's not something that I hope, it's an expectation. It's my standard. I need to post a beat every day or every other day, because that's what I said I'm going to do, and that's what I'm doing for now. So I'm going to sit here when the time comes to record, and I'm not going to make excuses or get distracted, because that's my expectation. I need to make that happen. So if you create a writing routine that you're going to make happen and you set it as a schedule, that's going to be one of the best ways to overcome your writer's block. Now, one of my best ways, and this way is particularly helpful for people that deal with perfectionism, people that deal with harsh self-criticism and comparing themselves to other people, the 80-20 rule that I came up with is something that I've been doing, and I didn't create this rule. This is something that I did, and then I realized I was doing it, that other people weren't doing it, and it's the ability to be involved with music and to be actively pursuing your music 80% of the time, and only 20% of the time you're actually going to be listening to other people's music, going through Instagram and supporting other people. You're the artist. 80% of the art needs to be about you. So again, that's something that I use. I'm spending about 5 hours per day recording. And when I'm talking about 80%, that 80% needs to be you writing, it needs to be you freestyling, it needs to be you recording videos of you freestyling so then you could edit, actually getting in the studio, editing, and getting your song out there. 80% of the time needs to be that. If you spend too much time listening to other people's stuff, it's gonna suck the art out of you. It's completely gonna distract you, and it's gonna mess you up. So don't listen to other artists, other singers too much. Support them, be positive. During that 20% when you are, engage with them. Show that you love it. Like the stuff. Be great, but 80% of the time should be about you. And if you follow that, that's going to be probably one of the biggest changes. And again, I've gone through some articles, as you guys asked me. I don't just mess around, right? I went through some of the top articles on this stuff. But again, what I'm sharing with you here is not from these articles. 80-20 rule. And what I'm about to share with you, the third solution. So again, first solution, writing routine. Second solution to overcoming writer's block is the 80-20 rule, to destroy perfectionism, harsh self-criticism, and comparison to others. Then there is the third one, which is freestyle for the sounds and passively record and then rewrite. So this is a strategy that I use when I want to come up with something catchily, vocally, verbally, singing, rapping, whatever. I like to get on a beat, and if I record like, yo, this is about to go on Instagram, I'm going to make this look hot, I want to kill this is going to be fresh, I'm going to get it right away. It just doesn't work out that way. So what I like to do is I like to record, maybe set up my camera over here and kind of forget about it a little bit, or set up a webcam. Sometimes you could do it with the phone in your hand if you could kind of just ignore it a bit, or just watch yourself and not get too caught up in the fact. But again, I like to freestyle and focus on the sounds. You may be different. You just may need to freestyle. So get on some beats, pull up some Ryini beats, search acoustic guitar instrumental beat, or just find something that you like. But for me, I think that the acoustic guitar instrumental beats are probably some of the best for freestyling, because they're so simple. They have good flows and stuff like that, and it works pretty well. But yeah, find a beat, and again, you want to freestyle, focusing on the sound. So I like to imagine that, okay, I turn on the beat, I'm like, okay, this is like a pop song, this is like a hit song right here. And I'm just imagining, okay, if this was a hit song, I'm listening to the radio and I'm hearing this, how would it go? And then boom, that's when I come in with how I think it would go, how I envision it would sound, and I don't focus on the words. Just kind of, say some stuff, and just feel it out, right? if you have a hard time envisioning that, check out some of my freestyles on Instagram. So check out my Instagram and look Ryini Beats, and you'll see that some of the stuff I am saying words, but sometimes it's just like you can't even hear what I'm saying, and I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm just focusing on the sound of it, and they come out catchy. You know, I don't write like the best words and all that stuff, but it comes out catchy, and then sometimes I go back to it, and then I hear some of the catchiest parts, and then I fill in some of the words. My advice is just keep freestyling until you do something really catchy, and then once you're like, oh wow, that was dope, then stop the video. Cool thing is that whatever you did that was super catchy is gonna be at the end of the video. So you could just find the last 30 seconds, last minute or whatever. You could even use that for Instagram, but what I like to do is just rewrite the words on that. So fill in certain words, and then you can actually use that as one of your verses or one of your hooks now. So that's one of my main strategies. That one just helps overall. Like that could pretty much help whatever the cause of your writer's block is. It just allows you to really get in the moment. The fourth one is also really, really important. And it's basically just work out and have a healthy lifestyle. So if you're sitting there writing and you need to get it done, don't go work out right now. This needs to be done separately, okay? Don't make excuses and say, oh, I'm writing, but I have other stuff to do that's gonna fix it. Nothing else is gonna fix it but getting it done. But during those other hours when you're not actually writing, you need to stay on top of yourself. You need to treat your life like an Olympic athlete. You know, you gotta treat yourself as an artist, as top quality person that has a goal for the future and is gonna knock it out. So you wanna work out consistently every single day, at least some cardio, at least walking, and then also, you know, proper diet, proper sleep. It's hugely important. You know, I don't know if you ever planted a plant or you've ever seen some plants, but if you give one plant the proper fertilizer, the nutrients, give it the right sunlight, the right water, it can do amazing. It could grow huge. You grow this other plant and, you know, say it gets too much water, it's just a little bit off. Not only will it be smaller, it can just die. And that's exactly what has happened to a lot of people's writing, is that they neglected the health and the nutrition of the plant that is their ability to write. So it just died. So don't be that type of person that just doesn't care about yourself. Make sure you're putting good in and you'll get good out. And then the fifth one is to know your stories. This one is hugely important. So every person should have multiple stories about themselves, and every artist should have an origin story. So if you're still watching this video, I want to ask you right now, do you have an origin story? Do you know what that is? An origin story is basically, if you don't know, a story about how you got involved in what you're doing now. And every person should have an origin story about how they became an artist, why they became an artist. And you should also have stories about everything that makes you unique, every experience from the moment you got started with music, that you thought you wanted to do music. Everything going forward, you should have a story that you use. You should have a story inventory. So there should be about 100 stories that you have. And each story has a point. So say if somebody asks you a question and you want to talk about, you know, your music or whatever, instead of just telling them, you want to use that story to answer their question. You want to use the stories to prove points through analogies. So instead of just giving them answers, you go and tell a story that the story reveals the answer. And that's truthful entertainment. That's how people will get drawn to you. If you have a story inventory and you're able to use that, not only to communicate with people, but also that will become part of who you are as a person and will infuse itself into your songs. This may be one of the reasons, if you're missing this, if you don't have a story inventory and you know all about yourself and how you got involved in this, that may be the reason why you're held back, because a part of you subconsciously knows that you're not able yet to give the fans what they want and to share your success. Say if people want to interview you or something like that, you're not going to be able to portray yourself the way you could. So if you knock this out, it's going to be very, very helpful. A couple tips and stories is every origin story or every important story that you tell should have a beginning where, you know, you're kind of doing whatever your audience was doing, and there needs to be a failure, there needs to be a downturn, there needs to be a point where everything went wrong, and then there needs to be a part where you overcome it and learn something that is more important in the end. I may have confused you, but again, look into it. Look into, origin stories. Look into character diamonds. So each character should have different parts of who they are. And you can also look into the attractive character from Russell Brunson. If you start to understand these concepts, this will help you create a brand around who you are. And it's going to allow you to tell stories that answer questions, and then create a persona that you can use in your songs that make you completely different than anybody else, because everybody has different stories, everybody has different experiences, and you want to use that to your advantage. So again, I hope that after this video that you realize that if you don't already, you should have pen and paper ready to go, and you need to have some origin stories. Out of all the causes, I want you to look at all the causes that you have, see which ones are in order, and destroy the worst ones by using some of these solutions and figure out which way it works, okay? Before I leave, I want to share with you what not to do. So again, what to do is to work on those 5 things that I told you. What not to do is what many people do, is they're like, you know what, I'm writing right here, and you know, I'm trying to sing, but it's just not working. So, you know, I'm just gonna give up. You know, it's been like 20 minutes, I'm struggling. It's hot in this room, you know, I'm sweating. It's not as fun as I thought. It's not as fun as what I was doing. So, you know, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna watch some TV, you know. I'm gonna go turn on some Impractical Jokers, and I'm gonna go laugh and have a good time and kick back. And then, you know what, I'm actually gonna pull out my phone. I'm gonna get on social media. I'm gonna start, you know, scrolling through. Oh wow, look at this. This is real cool. Man, look at this artist, he's killing it. Oh, look at this girl, she's really good looking. Man, boom. Look at all these other people. Man, you know, let me go listen to some other people's music. This is dope, man. Okay, I'm gonna go kick back and do some other. Look, that's what a lot of people do. Okay, so I don't want you to fall into that trap. Okay, see how it is when you get absorbed by everything around you, you get completely stuck. So I want you to destroy that. Again, focus on the causes, destroy the causes, and use some of the solutions that I gave you. Writing routine, 80-20 rule, where it's about you as an artist, not about other people. Freestyle for the sounds. Don't focus on the words yet. You can fill in the words later, but make sure you're recording passively at a distance somewhere so you can go back to it and you capture everything. Then make sure you're treating yourself properly. Work out, stay active, make sure you're getting the right nutrients and sleeping right, and then know your stories. Everybody should have a story inventory that answers questions and creates a persona that creates your brand, and every person should have an origin story about how they get started that is inspirational to other people around them, so they can actually get fans that truthfully connect with who they are. So I hope you found this video helpful, not only to overcome writer's block, but to introduce the concepts of organization and creating a brand around who you are. And if you found this video helpful, which I hope you have, feel free to keep in touch with me, use my beats. I've been stepping up my beat game recently, so if you ever need any beats, head over to ryinibeats.com. And the cool thing about having me as your producer is if you ever have any questions, I'm here to support you by getting back to your email, or I'll create a detailed video just like this one, going over any struggles that you have as an artist in the music business, anything like that. I'm here to help you. So let's stay strong, let's stay motivated, stay positive, and let's make it happen. My goal for you right now is don't just end this video. Start to write your story, at least write an origin story, organize pen and paper, and then make it. After you do that, head over, start recording, or play a beat and start recording from a distance, and I want you to freestyle until you come up with something dope, and then I want you to play it back. Don't just listen to this stuff, make it happen. People that listen passively fail. It's all about being active. It's about you. You're the artist. That's why I'm here creating a video for you. And I really appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Make it happen, and then you're going to have the best day that you've had in a long time.